Welcome back, Odooers. My name is Jose Ignacio. On almost every record in Odoo, you can find the record's chatter on the right side or the bottom of the page, depending on the browser size. Inside of the chatter, we can see a timeline of updates related to the record, such as the date it was created and whenever it's moved on to a new stage. You can even use the chatter to log internal notes or send messages directly to our clients. Well, enough chit chat. Let's dive into our StealthyBoy database to see what all the chatter is about. So here we are on the CRM dashboard, and we're going to select this quote for 12 tables over here. So most records inside of Odoo have a similar structure. One section is the record itself with all the details, and the other section is the chatter. The main part of the chatter is actually the discussion. Now, the discussion is a timeline of the record's events and changes, such as phone numbers being added or changed in case it looks like we got a number wrong, as well as any messages like we have here, log notes, scheduled activities related to the record, you name it. So on any chatter entry, I can actually hover over it and add an emoticon, such as our nice little question mark one. But we also realize this happens to be a nice reminder. Thank you, Mark. For example, you'll also notice I had another option. While hovering it, I also had this star-shaped icon. And when I click it, guess what it does? It saves that chatter entry to my starred folder inside of the Odoo Discuss app for later viewing. Using the icons in the top right of the chatter up here, I have the options to search messages, attach a file, and view or modify the followers list on this record. I want to make sure my coworker Mark, who happened to be sending me updates, sees any updates inside of the discussion on this record. So I'm just going to add him as a follower. This will ensure that he gets notifications on every new activity related to this record. So to do that, direct your attention up to the top right corner of the chatter where I can click Show Followers right there. All right, then I'm going to select Add Followers. We're going to start typing a name, Mark Demo. There we go, and there we have him. Okay, then once we're done, we're just going to select Add and Close. Perfect. Now, as you can tell, Mark is added there. The number is increased. Happy to have you aboard, Mark. So if I open up that followers list once again, you'll notice I have a little edit button next to each of these in the shape of a pencil. Next to the followers icon in the upper right, we can actually see following in the top right corner. This is because since I'm the salesperson for this lead, I am automatically added to the followers list. If I needed to unfollow this record, I could hover over where it says following, and as you can tell, since I'm doing it right now, it says unfollow. And all I'd have to do is select that. You could also open up the followers list and select the little X right there. So you have a couple options. I need to leave all of this alone though, because I still want notifications for this lead. So let's click out of there. Okay. Inside of the chatter, I can see my helpful colleague Mark left a log note for me, and it happens to be, don't forget to send him the product catalog. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Luckily, I could send ReadyMatt a message straight from the chatter. So to do that, I'm going to select Send Message. And look at that. We can get started. At the top of the chatter, look at what we see right there. ReadyMatt's email happens to already be added over here on the left, so it's populated on the right for us. There's even a checkbox option with their email right there. So I want to make sure checkbox is always selected. That's how we know. Now with that taken care of, I can type in my message. Hi, ReadyMatt. Here is the product catalog. So sorry. Oops. There we go. All right, once that we're done with that, we need to attach the file as well. So bottom right corner, you see the little paper click? Select it. There we go. Boom. Just like that, instantaneously. Now, if I wanted to do something else, such as maybe I want to change our subject line or anything else, or use an email template, I click on the Full Composure pop-out button in the bottom right corner of the box right there. It's the little two diagonal arrows. These are basically useful for special emails or communications that use advanced HTML options. In my case, I'm not doing those right now, so we'll just hit send right there. Okay, now when I click send over here, Odoo sends the message, and it sends an email to the recipient, and in this case, ReadyMatt, and automatically notifies all followers on this record that the message was sent. You'll notice the message pops up inside of the chatter, so we have our own little copy. And if we open our followers list, ReadyMatt was automatically added right there. So convenient being able to do all of this in one place. Now, speaking of, while I'm here, I want to send a private note to Mark about this lead, but since ReadyMatt is now a follower on this record, they'd be able to see it if I were to use the send message button up here in the top left. I don't want ReadyMatt to see private messages meant for Mark or get bothered by unnecessary email notifications. Now, luckily, I can use the log note button, which happens to be right next to it, for any notes or messages that I don't want external parties to see. So let's actually click that. Okay. So I like to mention to Mark here so he gets notified on this log note. So we're going to type in @ and look at that. We could start and select his name from our dropdown. Now, I need to let them know. Note, they prefer, in my case, email instead of phone calls. Can't type today, Odooers. Small Odoopsie. We're doing it in all caps so they know it's very serious. Now, when I'm ready, I just select log. The note, as you can imagine, pops up as a line in the chatter, and Mark will be notified about it, but ReadyMat won't. Any other internal users that are following this record and subscribe to notes notifications will also be notified, and they'd be able to see the log note inside of the chatter. So as you can see, the log note feature is great for internal messages and private notes about a record. If I need to, I can always hover over any log note, and then I could reveal 3 dots right there. You can guess, I could do an initial edit if I would like to, I could delete it as well, and do a lot of other options if I wanted to. And in fact, while I'm here, I feel like I've ignored one button. Can you guess what it is, Odoers? We can also schedule meetings, calls, emails, to-dos, and so much more, all from the activities button that we have right there. This is also directly connected to the Odoo Calendar app. Wowzer. Don't worry though, we'll cover this in an activities video, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so today we saw how the chatter keeps all relevant updates and messages related to its record. The simple and intuitive layout makes it easy for everyone to be on the same page at all times and pick up right where we left off. Be sure to check out our other video tutorials, and thank you for watching. And if no one's told you this today, you're doing great. Odoo is easy to learn, trust me.